Hey, yo, first of all, before we get into the important Dokkan content, I have to admit, this art is so cool. Alright, so Legends is getting a free Goku Black. All of those arts have been cool, right? But that background wallpaper is too tough. I don't have a bad thing to say about it. With that being said, let's get into the Dokkan content. The anniversary is now 2 days away. We're very much on the edge, on the cusp of being able to say we've reached the 8th anniversary on Global Dokkan. We're of course very excited for that. I'm going to give you guys one last look at the units that are going to be dropping. We're going to have the login bonus Goku, a free-to-play Hercule, Babidi, whatever. And then in 6 days, yes, I know, basically 7 days, Vegito and Boo are going to drop. They are the first pair of EZAs for the anniversary. We're going to go through each of them right now. There's nothing really special about this free-to-play Goku or this Hercule, but I mean, I'll give you it sucks because like the UI Goku that came out for the 6th year, he was really, I was like, oh, okay, maybe login bonus cards are gonna be kind of solid from now on, because his dodge chance was legit. I was like, maybe, just maybe, or maybe they start awakening more of them. You know, the 3-year Goku, the 4-year, 5-year, 6-year, none of them have awoken, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I mean, Awaken, EZA, they could be a legitimate team of Goku units. It could be a big help for free-to-play players. But we're clearly not at that stage. I mean, he's on team, sure, you're not really going to use him. We're past the point where free-to-play units like this type of free-to-play SSR is ever going to hold up. It's just not. The game is 4 years removed from even considering using units like that. It's just not plausible. Alright, now this Hercule here, he's an SSR, he's going to awaken to TUR. You have to farm him up so you can get these tickets and these missions and stuff like that done for sure, right? But he's absolutely garbage. You're going to farm him up, you're never going to use him. I'm sure some of you guys are going to find a way to prove me wrong. I love to see it, man. If you can make it happen, make it happen. But this guy he's pretty garbage. Even when he awakens to TUR and then EZAs in part 3, he's going to be garbage, alright? Babidi, listen, you might find more use in Babidi, but for the time being, his SSR and TUR are absolutely useless. His LR will be like mid before EZA, and to be honest with you, it's going to be mid post EZA. You're stuck like that. But he is on a couple of teams, like, that's all I can really say. I'm not going to say a couple of good teams or great teams. He's just on a couple of teams. This is what we're here for. Y'all know what we're here for. Let's get lit. Physical Super Vegito, his EZA is actually, I like it. I don't love it. I don't love it. I slightly favor it. How about that? So with that being said, let's talk about what he does. He causes immense damage to the enemy and raises the enemy or allies attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. He wants to go in slot 1, so a unit getting buffed by him being in slot 1 for that super attack, especially if he were to additional. Remember one thing about counter units, people, it's very important. We forget, at least I forget sometimes, like I have to remind myself, we don't see prominent counter units anymore, so it doesn't really feel like it matters. But when he gets hit, each counter he does is a trigger that can trigger his hidden potential additional. So it's very much possible that he's going to be super attacking multiple times in difficult content. So yes, his super attack is not at all useless. I do think it's going to be a slight help for your rotation. His passive skill, 80% mitigation versus normals, the counters, defense 150%. I wish it was higher. I know that sounds crazy, but the only thing that can hurt this guy is for him to take super attacks. Why would you make it so that the super attacks kill him though? You feel me? It feels like that's a lot right there. Alright, attack 20% with each attack received, up to 120%. He gets a medium chance to critical hit, regardless, it's unconditional. He gets 1 key up to 3 and 30% defense up to 90% and crit chance plus 10% up to 30% every time he gets hit 3 times in battle. So basically you need to get hit 9 times. You need to get hit 9 times to get 3 key. Not like it's essentially 10% increments, but they kind of screwed you. They screwed all of us by making it 30% increments instead of 10%. At least a little bit of defense would have been nice, but whatever. And then the crit chances, it's just helpful because you want him to always crit. But I would assume, I guess you could warrant giving Vegito dodge, couldn't you? I mean, you kind of could, huh? Because the attack buff with each attack received, like, definitely you want to have that trigger. But at the same time, if he were to dodge at all, it would be like any hidden potential build. If he were to dodge that a super, that would be the most valuable thing he could do. I'm not sure his, like, even with crits, he's not gonna be obliterating enemies. You're bringing him on that team because he can tank. You're bringing him for his defensive prowess, and I would say that dodge is definitely gonna help you double down on that. His link set, one thing I always hated about Super Vegito, physical Super Vegito, he doesn't have AGL Super Vegito's link set. They switched out shocking speed for Infighter. They did that back then just to nerf him. They did that for the sole purpose of making sure he wasn't the best card in the game. Like, he wasn't gonna be the best card in the game, but that's exactly what they were worried about. STR Super Boo. This guy made a lot of people very happy. They were very hyped about his EZA. I think he's a great EZA. Let's go over his details. He's very stale in this form right here, but of course the transformation boost 3 key 170 leader skill could be very helpful in SBR, or excuse me, in Battlefield. I'm sorry, in Battlefield, because you can run him with Cooler, right? Like, you can have Cooler as one of your leads. They're both extreme STR. You can bring a Frieza family, a couple other boos like STR Boo. You can make that work in extreme, oh gosh man, in Battlefield, and then of course the extreme STR 3 key 120, because he's an old school, right? Super attack greatly raises attack, greatly lowers attack and defense. That's not really that important unless you're running him in Super Battle Road. Look how I was about to say Battlefield now. That's sick. His passive, the Battle Forms evolution, start of turn attack and defense. Defense up to 120%. The more HP, the greater the boost. 60% attack and defense when he attacks. That's actually, I know it sounds like it wouldn't make a difference for super attack versus attacking. Boo every once in a while might miss a super attack. I know that sounds crazy, but one key isn't like game or life changing, especially when you don't have fear and faith active. So yes, it helps that if you were in a bad situation with terrible key, you would be able to still get the 60% defense. That's really important. And then he gets an additional 60% defense within the turn after he gets hit one time. He will transform when conditions are met. Starting from turn 5, I hate this. I wish they reduced it to turn 4. But starting from turn 5, he can absorb Piccolo. He can become Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, you guys know, or absorb Ultimate Gohan. Now, Buickolo is fire. I actually think Buickolo is the best of the three because he does get mitigation in slots 1 or 2. He gives himself defense and all allies will get attack and crit chance when he's in slot 3. So either way you play him, he is so incredibly helpful. And then he gives all allies 3 key 40% defense regardless of super or extreme type. That's really good for a team like Transformation Boost. And then he's healing 20% HP. That's massive. That's massive. He recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn for 6 turns. So that's like, I can't understate how big that's going to be for a unit like, or for a team like an extreme class team. Like, that's really helpful, man. It really is. Boo Tanks is the worst of the three. He's a unit you would run in Super Battle Road if he was a turn 1 unit, but he's not quite that, is he? So you're stuck like this, right? This is all gonna be useless by the time you get there. Then all of this and his passive is gonna be useless. You can't, like, when am I supposed to, well, I shouldn't say this is useless, but this entire section right here is gonna be useless. Goodness, my mouse. This whole thing is gonna be useless. I really hate that. I hate that they did him like that. They did him very dirty. And then, of course, the ultimate Majin. We have, oh my goodness. I need LR physical Buhan to EZA so badly. But Buhan, if and when he gets those turns where he's guarding, he is he's like the best extreme class TUR. Let me think. Extreme class villain EZA TUR. I'm sorry. Best villain EZA TUR. Let me make sure, because Majunior is one. Like, TUR wise, Majunior is certainly one. Yeah, I'm looking at him again. 12% HP, attack defense 180%, 120% defense based on your HP. 80% attack when he attacks. An additional that has a 50-50 chance to be a super. 70% chance to guard. Like, I know it gets flack, right? I have faith for me. Like, that is not something that usually doesn't trigger for me. I'm sorry to tell y'all, but I have faith that my Buhan's gonna be guarding on almost like 9 out of every 10 turns. I'm banking on my Buhan's guard. And then a high chance to guard all attacks from starting from turn 7. You won't even have to worry about that. The fight shouldn't last that long. His greatly raising defense for 3 turns is very important. Of course, the attack is there, but The raising defense is really massive. The 12 key HP recovery is going to be huge. And most importantly, he has the best link in the game, being Big Bad Bosses. I guess that's all I've really got. I'm hoping you guys are ready for Anniversary. This was just a breakdown for maybe the new players who don't know exactly what's coming on, or global players who have simply forgotten, or maybe you just like hearing my voice, which I appreciate that the most. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you would like more Dokkan content from the Young King Hitman. But with that being said, Hitman is off this.